So if you come here, you can see you've got your mixer, right? You've got a mixer, which is this here, right? Which is this that is showing here. So if I don't want this to show, this is my audio. You see, when I play, my audio is showing. If I don't want it to show, I click on mixer and it's gone, right? Now, if I want to start doing a little bit of edits on this, a little bit of editing on this footage, I come here to metadata, right? You click on metadata. When you click on metadata, you see what, sorry, not metadata, inspector. Metadata is when you want to see the information of your clip. I go to inspector. Now here at inspector, this is where I can play with my footage a little bit, okay? I've got the zoom, you know what zoom does. Zoom is gonna bring your footage closer, as you can see. Okay, but you have a limit to what you can do when you're using the zoom, depending on if your footage is 4K or whatever it is, okay? So you can see now, once you zoom and you realize you're not satisfied, if you want to take it back to the original position, you just come here to this icon. Once you click it, it takes it back to the original, okay? Takes it back. So let me do something to actually different to show you what we do with the zoom. I'm going to make a cut here. Boom. Okay, I'm going to make a cut here at the bit. Okay, I put my my marker there, and then I'm going to use, like I showed you, the razor, the blade tool I bring and I cut. Okay, so I've cut this footage into two. I'm going to zoom this one. I'm going to zoom it, say 1.2. Okay, 1.2. Now when I play, you see what? Yeah, so you see now, this is when you want to start stylizing your footage, okay? If you want to start stylizing your footage. If you want to, your position is, you know, with this, you're moving your thing left and right, or you're moving it up and down, okay? I will undo that now. Rotation angle, you know, when you want to rotate your stuff, you know, and you can just try and play around all this. Crop here is one beautiful and very useful tool here, which we use during editing. If you want to crop your footage, you see what it's doing now. You crop your footage to one side, okay, left. If you want to crop it to the right, you can do it here, you see. Do you see? So if you want to crop the top, if you want to crop the top here, you can also do that. If you want to crop the bottom, you can also do that, you know. So let's say you want to put like a word here, you know, you want to put a title here. So you see. So that's, you can play around that. Let me show you, if you want to put a title, let me just do this quickly, or, you know, you come here to effect. This part, you've got media pool, you've got effect. I hope you're following along with me, right? I hope I've not lost anybody along the way. Okay, that's great. Okay, so I'm also trying to rush, okay, just to also, because we have just 1 hour, I think we've got about 10 minutes, just to show us basic, okay. On your own, you can play around it and see what it does. In our next session, we'll start going into more detail. If you want to put a write-up in your edit which you're doing, you know, which is something like this, let's say we have this, we want to put a title here. So you come here, you've got media pool, you've got effect, okay, you click on effect. When you click on effect, you have video transition, you have audio video transition. If you want to bring in transitions, this is where you do that. So where we're going to is our titles. So when you come to titles, when you hover around over it like this, you already see what it does. You see. Now I'm using the free version, okay? I'm using the free version, which means everything I'm doing here, you can also do on yours. If I was using the studio version, there are other additional things which we've got there, which you wouldn't have access to. So let's just get a very simple one. Let's say this one, okay? Flip over. Now what you do to bring it, to add it on your edit, you just drag it, okay? You drag it and you place it on top. That's all. Okay, as easy as that. DaVinci is very easy, user friendly. I don't know why people are always scared of it. Okay, so I have it here. Okay, this is where I want it to be. Okay, now it's not in the right position. First of all, it's not in the right position. So when you come here on your inspector tab, in case you don't see this here, you must come to inspector here. Click on the inspector tab and it will open this for you where you can edit your effect. Okay, where you can edit your effect. Now you can see it's written sample, but we want to write workshop. Right, we want to write workshop. So you highlight it. I believe you can see that on your stuff also. You can highlight it, and when you highlight it, you can type workshop. Okay, workshop there. Let me use caps. No, let me use fashion, right? Let's say fashion. Okay, let's say fashion. So you see it changes to fashion here. And here you can change the font. Okay, you have the option of changing the font to use whatever font you want to use. Okay, since it's fashion, let me use something a little bit, yeah, I think I like this. Let me use something a little bit fashionistic, you know. So I have that, I've changed my font, and then you come here, you can change the size. You see, I can change my size, my tracking. You see, I can track my thing. So you can play with this, get creative with your stuff. Line spacing, it's not necessary because it's just one line we've got here. Play around all these functions here and see what works for you. When I play this now, look at what I have. Do you see? Okay, so I can also reduce the size of this by dragging because I don't want it to move to the next clip. So if I play it again, okay, so another thing is I only want my fashion words to show on this icon alone. So I'm going to drag this and make sure it's on the icon, and I drag it like this to make sure it fits the icon. Okay, to make sure it fits the icon. So when I play, do you see? As easy as that. If I want to repeat that, word, that fashion, all I need to do, I can click and drag. I click on this and I drag it. When you click it, you press your option, and you drag. You click, you press option and you drag. So I've copied it again and it shows up again. You can see. So because I've copied it, maybe I don't want fashion. I don't want to be written fashion here. Let me write something else, model, right? Let me write model here. So if I click, I came here to my inspector and I changed it here. I put model here. Like I said, you can also change your font, use whatever character. You can change color if you want. Okay, let me show you that. I click here on color and it opens something else here. And then I can come here. Let's say I wanted, she's using a red car, and red, in order to bring a very good contrast, let's say I use like a green. Let's use green. Okay, let's just use green icon here, and I click OK. All right, so you can use whatever color. If you want your word to be the same color with the car, you just click on this pen icon tool here. You bring it to the car here and you click on it, and your word will be the same color as the car. Okay, let's see how that goes. All right, so when we do that, this is what it gives us. You see? So you see, this is how you put in words into your, putting titles into your video. Okay, this is how you put titles into your video, like I've shown you. I don't want to go into a lot of things so that we don't get confused. But with what I've shown you here, basically, this is how you work on the edit page of DaVinci. Like I said, you drag your footage on there, you drag your footage up there, and you start cutting to style, to whatever you want, however you want, like we did here. You see, we've just done a very simple quick edit. If I were to spend more time to start creating, putting some fusion effect, and everything, titles, sequence, cutting properly, you see at the end of the day, you come out with a very beautiful edit. So for your little project, you can always start like this. You can start your little project like this and use DaVinci. At some point, we're going to do a little bit of color grading, which I will show you so that your footage can match together. As you can see, this footage the red here looks different from this red here, but you can match it. With DaVinci, you can shoot with different cameras, even with your phone, and you make everything blend and look like one high-end production. So there is a lot. We can't learn everything in one day, obviously. Today is just an introduction, okay? Just a phase one of a workshop 1.0 of DaVinci, learning DaVinci Resolve. So I'm going to end this session right here because it's just a 1 hour session, and I think we have just about 3 minutes to end the session. But I believe that you actually learned something. With what we've done, I believe that you can actually start DaVinci and kickstart a project. you know, I also want to encourage you. Feel free to reach out to us, on our WhatsApp page if you have question. I think to an extent, I might give you my direct contact also on WhatsApp so that we can talk further, and explain more. And I also want you to also probably visit my YouTube page also. Yes, that's very important because most of the things I'm sharing here, I've been able to probably share it in detail on my YouTube page, which is film editing plus on YouTube. Okay, film editing plus on YouTube. So if you go there, you'll be able to see a couple of tutorials. I do tutorials for beginners there. You'll be able to learn 1 or 2 things there. Okay.